I will be here waiting until time shreds my skin from muscle, rends the flesh from my bones, and the memory from every stranger on the street who ever wondered how long a ticking time bomb could possibly stay intact. Until the only thing left is a skeleton, and I could hang in a dusty closet like I was always meant to, with no name, no future, and no past, not even a present. And in that forgotten closet, I would finally find a place where belonging would not make me sick to my stomach to think about, where reaching out would not send chills of doubts tiptoeing up my spine, where no one would expect me to be smart or mature or to hold myself together long enough to keep it out of sight. Because I would just be a skeleton, and you wouldn't expect humor from a corpse. I'm unable to prevent myself from flipping my opinion like a metronome, desperately longing for someone to notice that something is wrong. To notice when I want to peel my body open like the weird little moldy misshapen orange you find in the bottom of your fruit bowl when everything appetizing is gone. But to notice would mean that I am not an untouchable persona, a shadow born of worry that my bare self revealed would not be interesting enough to hold your attention, or for you to hold my hand. And I could not stand to see the pity or sympathy or guilt in their own eyes, and I could not stand it any more if there was none. I was born with an indescribable guilt etched into the very marrow of my bones, and a world-weary wretch waiting to toss insults around in my head, and a hatred so ingrained I can't remember when I got so mad. I will be here, glancing around like a beaten dog that still wants to belong to someone, even if that love is the eye of a storm and sickness bubbles deep like bile waiting to choke me when I least expect it. Even if all I get is to sit in your presence and listen to you forgetting me. I can still remember how her shirt felt against my cheek and the warmth of her hand against mine. I still remember how I thought about it all day and how I felt like a freak on a leash, waiting to be tossed a treat or be kicked away and loathed until she forgot me too. But I am still here, and I will always be here, whether I want to or not.
$108,000. It was honestly a good day. My eyes beamed open brightly. My outfit obediently seemed to agree with the rest of me. My hair was luminous and luscious, makeup painted like a mosaic. School was sufficient, wrists withering away from writing, minds mixing many thoughts, my normal routine again and again. I arrived home, no paper or pen in mind, snack-filled smile, a screen in front of me, and then I greatly gaining some digital glory. 108,000. That was a great day. Now, phone in hand without a plan, I hear my sister arrive. Dear Lord, I hope she just goes to bed, no messing with anyone's head. But no, she had just began. It started as crying, wailing to the sky, slightly unusual, but I just set it aside. And of course, a sliver of me felt poorly, but I kept it deeply traveled inside. And when she tumbles and grumbles down the stairs, her vision with tears is impaired. By this point, she begins to strengthen her voice, even the wailing turning to a blare. Her boyfriend who's on the phone is talking, but she can't understand. Her voice became different, a word wouldn't land. I had turned confused and concerned as I listened in the room just next door. And I approached my mother. But she was already talking to the law of the land. In what felt like hours, a dozen more bodies in my home. My sister wasn't downstairs alone. My mother spills her background, the main medicines, and past misuses. I feel like I'm being watched with a drone. Great day has washed away. I breathe as the police leave my house. It's not the first or probably the last with a sister like mine. 108,000. 108,000 people died from drug overdoses in 2022. My sister could have become a number calculated by statistics and logistics, minuscule. Reflecting and dissecting that realization wasn't an easy task. It feels like all I'm ever doing is asking whether or not she'll be okay. She'll leave that mess behind and look me in the face and close this case. And there's times I want her away from me because of who we are in past history. But luckily, I now still have that choice to let her. Welcome to high school.
Where exceptional meets expectations.
Did you know we have the highest average GPA in the state?
And let's not forget our
ACT, SAT, AP test scores. Our extracurriculars excel as well.
Did you know 89% of our students are involved?
We don't talk about the other percent.
No one knows them anyways.
No one will miss them. Anyways, welcome to high school.
Where victory means relief.
Did you know our speech and debate team is 5th in the nation?
Don't congratulate them.
There's always room for improvement. We just pride ourselves on being the best.
Did you know our colors are blue and white?
Well, we say that, but our real color is gold. Welcome to high school.
Where we accept diversity of some kinds.
Did you know we were desegregated back in the 60s?
We've made leaps and bounds since then.
But don't look too hard at our demographics. We welcome our queer students with open arms.
Well, as long as you're not one of
Those gay kids who puts a flag on their backpack,
or their pronouns on their name tag. It's
unbecoming of the school image. We represent a wide span of incomes.
well, as long as you're not one of
Those poor kids who says they're on free and reduced lunch.
or drives a secondhand car. It's
Unbecoming of the school image. We support all our students' mental health needs.
well, as long as you're not one of
Those depressed kids who never shows up to class.
or is always wearing long sleeves. They're
Unbecoming of the school image. Welcome to high school.
we just push our students beyond their limits.
Did you know we have the highest amount of suicides in the state?
We used to be called suicide high.
But we don't use that word. What happened to those kids is a tragedy. In the likely event of a death, we give our community a couple days to mourn.
For a limited time, you can set up a
Temporary,
memorial as long as it's
out of sight, and the disruptive crying stays out of earshot.
and past tense names say
Out of your mouth, it wouldn't be fair to the living students.
and a public memorial would be
Unbecoming of the school image. Welcome to high school. Can you please stop crying?
Can you please take a breath?
No one can understand you. Please get back to class.
I understand you're upset, but they're not coming back.
You have a test next period, so please move on.
Please keep your spirits high.
Please keep your head low, but please, never below the bar.
Please calm down.
Please, you're fine.
Please fit in.
Please fall in line. No one wants to see you stand up. No one wants to hear you speak up.
Sit down.
Pipe down, you are unbecoming. I cried for you. I have never cried so hard, so loud, and so long in my life. I have never screamed so loud because the emotions bubbling in my chest put too much pressure on my heart. Never torn up my vocal cords with anguished cries like I have with you. My ribs feel like they are cracking with every step that I take in the direction of healing. I am protecting myself from getting better because maybe if I stay in love with you, you'll come back. The compressing emotions in my lungs are suffocating me with long-forgotten confessions of love, and those 3 words I will never hear grace your lips again. My stomach is yelling at me to eat, but I simply cannot because the anxiety of even being in the same room with you makes me sick. My eyes are stinging and red with the tears I have shed, mourning for someone who isn't even dead. You're not a corpse yet. My nails are done being shortened by my anxious fingertips. My teeth are done biting down into my now bleeding flesh because I cannot be heard sobbing or somebody will ask what is wrong. And I will have to explain that I am mourning the loss of somebody who is still alive. The blood in my veins is boiling and whispering, begging for release. The method of escape it longs for is cuts in my skin made by the knife on my bedside, but I cannot listen. My brain does not want to live, but it does not want to die. It simply wants to rest. It wants to rest from the always pressing, always stabbing aches and pains that you have left me with. My heart yearns for the emotions clawing at my stomach to die and leave my sickly skeleton alone in this hole it has dug for itself. My skin wants to peel away from my bones and escape the phantom touches of your hands that are imprinted in my soul. The ones that keep me up late at night with nightmares, making me claw and scratch at my skin, trying to get your ghost to leave me alone. I hate that I am still so unapologetically in love with someone I should be angry at. No matter how hard I try, I can't tear my eyes off you, watching your every step, remembering every old habit. I still love the way you move. You will never understand the hell you've created inside my head, a place that was once a semi-peaceful retreat. It feels the same it did the day you left me here to rot and rust in the ashes and dust of your twisted delusions of love. You've shattered my heart, and I hope you know that the pieces have now become cutting blades for the next person who tries to hold me. I have turned this pain and agony into a dagger I will use to defend myself from falling that hard for anyone ever again. I am a fallen angel, mourning the loss of someone who is still alive, and this feeling you have burdened me with is a greater, more devastating pain than I will ever cause you.